1. Spider silk is the strongest natural material, even surpassing steel, in strength and toughness. 2. Chess has more possible positions than atoms in the observable universe. 3. Expiration dates on water bottles refer to the plastic, which can degrade over time, not the water itself. 4. The largest swimming pool in the world is located in Chile. It spans 1 kilometer from one end to the other and holds 250 million liters of seawater. 5. Did you know that Basenji dogs are unable to bark? This peculiarity sets them apart from other dog breeds and makes them especially interesting. 6. The probability of finding a blue lobster is 1 in 2 million due to a genetic anomaly. 7. In Morocco, due to the scarcity of food on the ground, goats are known to climb argan trees in search of food. 8. The actors who played Mickey and Minnie got married in real life. 9. There is a unique transparent flower in the world called the skeleton flower, found in Japan, China, and the USA. 10. It is not possible to fold a square piece of paper in half more than 7 times. 11. In the original script of Back to the Future, the time machine was not a DeLorean, but a refrigerator. 12. The human body contains about 37 liters of water, making up about 60% of our body weight. 13. Bhutan is the only country that uses gross national happiness as a measure of success, prioritizing the well-being of its population over economic growth. 14. Wild dolphins communicate using special whistles. Research suggests these sounds help them recognize each other and respond when they hear the whistles of other dolphins. 15. Did you know that the thumb on any hand is the same length as the nose of that same body? 16. India withdrew from the 1950 World Cup because they were not allowed to play barefoot. 17. The Statue of Liberty was a gift from France to the USA, designed by Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi and built by Gustave Eiffel. 18. The oldest restaurant in the world was founded in 1725. Its name is Casa Botin, and it's in Madrid, Spain. In 1 hour, you can experience centuries of culinary history in this place. 19. The only underwater museum in the world is in Lanzarote and is known as the Atlantic Museum. 20. The famous game Monopoly was created by an anti-capitalist to critique capitalism. 21. The famous Hollywood sign originally read Hollywoodland. 22. In the Tokyo subway, there are people called pushers who earn $1,500 a month. Their job is to help people get into crowded trains. 23. Kakaratul, the rare and tiny mole photographed in the Australian desert, is currently very little known. 24. Apples are made up of about 25% air, which is why they can float in water. 25. Cats sleep more than 70% of their lives. 26. Chimpanzees also suffer from fits of laughter, demonstrating surprising similarities to humans in their expression of emotions. 27. Although the centipede is named for its supposed 100 legs, it actually has about 30. 28. When two people are in love, their heartbeats synchronize, especially during significant moments like a wedding. 29. Sudan, in the Nubian region, has the highest concentration of pyramids in the world, with a total of 255, surpassing countries like Egypt and Mexico. 30. The Sahara Desert was a tropical rainforest 6,000 years ago. 31. Einstein was not a good student and had difficulty speaking at age 9, which led his parents to worry about his development. 32. Barbie and Ken were named after the children of creator Ruth Handler, who were named Barbara and Kenneth, respectively. 33. Red Bull was sued for false advertising for its claim that the drink gives you wings and had to pay $13 million. 34. Nintendo and Universal built Super Nintendo World, a theme park in Japan inspired by Mario Brotherhood, featuring attractions like Mario Kart, Koopas, and Yoshi Adventure. 35. The first 10 minutes of a first date can be a facade, as we try to make a good impression. 36. 16% of women are born blonde, but 33% of women are blonde at some point in their lives. 37. The letter J is the only letter not present in the periodic table of chemical elements. 38. A person blinks approximately 25,000 times a week. 39. The elephant is the only animal with 4 knees, highlighting its unique anatomy in the animal kingdom. 40. Shakespeare's daughter was illiterate, a surprising revelation about the family of the famous playwright. 41. Donald Duck cartoons were banned in Finland because the character did not wear pants. 42. The most common name in the world is Muhammad. 43. Did you know that in Switzerland, it is illegal to have just one guinea pig because it is considered animal cruelty, as they are social beings and can feel lonely? 44. Anti-cheating hats. The method proposed by a teacher in the Philippines to prevent exam copying is something curious that has gone viral after being made from cardboard, clothing, and even egg cartons. 45. The atoms that make up our bodies are over 13.7 billion years old, having formed during the Big Bang. 46. Salvador Dali designed the Chupa Chups logo in 1969, being a well-known surrealist artist. 47. Coca-Cola cannot be purchased in only 2 countries in the world, North Korea and Cuba. 48. The blue color of Facebook was chosen because of Mark Zuckerberg's color blindness, as this color is one he sees best. 49. Al Pacino's face was the first logo of Facebook until it was changed in 2007. 50. A cloud weighs on average 1 billion tons, equivalent to about 10,000 tanker trucks. If you like these facts, we invite you to like the video and subscribe. Let's continue. 51. Carrots used to be purple, but from the 16th century onward, they were deliberately bred to change their color to orange. 52. Losing your pinky finger could mean a loss of 50% of the strength in your arm, which is a surprising but significant fact. 53. It is impossible to sneeze with your eyes open. No matter how hard you try, your body won't allow it. 54. Crows and bees have the ability to recognize human faces, showcasing their intelligence and cognitive abilities. 55. Russia is larger in size than Pluto, highlighting the vastness of its territory. 56. Chewing gum while cutting an onion can prevent tears, a technique worth trying. 57. Did you know that Hamburg is known for having the most bridges in a city, with a total of 2,302 bridges, making it a unique place? 58. A healthy human eye can differentiate up to 10 million distinct colors. Only 12% of the world's population possesses this incredible visual ability. 59. Honey is a unique food that does not spoil, remaining fresh forever due to its high sugar content and low water amount. 60. France is the most popular tourist destination in the world, with an astonishing approximately 89 million visitors a year. 61. The lower eyelid has about 80 eyelashes, which play an important role in protecting the eyes. 62. Parrots can talk because they have an organ called a syrinx, which allows them to produce a wide range of sounds. 63. The human body releases enough heat in 30 minutes to boil almost half a liter of water, demonstrating the efficiency of our system. 64. Bats are valuable to U.S. agriculture, as by eating pest insects, they save the industry more than $3.7 billion a year. 65. Jellyfish have existed for 650 million years, making them one of the oldest species to inhabit the Earth. 66. Hummingbirds flap their wings very fast, about 53 times per second. Additionally, they can fly backward, thanks to the way they move their wings in circles. 67. Horses use facial expressions as a means of communication with each other, demonstrating a sophisticated form of social interaction. 68. San Marino, founded in the year 301, is considered the oldest country in the world. 69. Baku is the largest city located below sea level, situated 28 meters below sea level. 70. Spanish is the second most spoken language in the world, surpassed only by Chinese in terms of native speakers. 71. Contrary to popular belief, the Great Wall of China is not visible from space to the naked eye without the aid of a telescope or other magnifying devices. 72. Did you know that astronaut Neil Armstrong wanted to take a football to the moon, but NASA did not allow it? 73. Australia is not only the widest continent on Earth, but it is also wider than the moon, with a diameter of nearly 4,000 kilometers, compared to the moon's 3,400 kilometers. 74. The sun releases more energy in 1 second than all the energy consumed by humanity since its beginning. 75. Did you know that Napoleon Bonaparte calculated that the stones from the pyramids of Egypt would be enough to build a wall around France? This fact is a widely known urban legend. 76. Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania is the highest mountain in Africa and the tallest inactive volcano in the world. 77. CDs were designed to hold 72 minutes of music, coinciding with the duration of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. 78. Human teeth cannot heal themselves as they are covered in enamel, which is not living tissue. Additionally, human teeth are almost as hard as diamonds. 79. Nutmeg contains certain compounds that can affect the mind when consumed in significant amounts. 80. Ketchup was once sold as medicine to treat indigestion in 1834, demonstrating its unconventional early uses. 81. Did you know that the moon experiences lunar earthquakes due to tidal stresses related to its distance from the Earth? 82. According to a Stanford study, the true probability of winning a coin toss is not 50-50, but more like 51-49, favoring the side that was facing up when it was tossed. 83. In Antarctica, Lake Vostok, beneath the ice sheet, has been isolated for millions of years and may harbor unique forms of life. 84. Of the 206 bones in the adult human body, 52 are found in the feet, illustrating the complexity and importance of this part of the body. 85. Women blink twice as often as men on average, showing an interesting biological difference. 86. McDonald's initially sold hot dogs in 1937, before shifting its menu to hamburgers around 1950, reflecting the evolution of the fast food chain. 87. Anthony Hopkins never blinks throughout the entire 1991 film, The Silence of the Lambs, highlighting his acting skill and the intensity of his performance. 88. Thomas Edison was afraid of the dark, which motivated him to invent the light bulb in 1879, demonstrating how personal fears can inspire great innovations. 89. Ants never sleep because they primarily live underground and do not follow a regular day-night cycle. 90. Nails grow at an average rate of about 3.47 millimeters per month, showing consistent but gradual growth. 91. The speed of saliva in a sneeze can reach between 110 and 160 kilometers per hour, illustrating the force of this reflex. 92. From space at the International Space Station, you can witness 15 sunrises and 15 sunsets each day. A stunning view from an orbital perspective. 93. It is estimated that diamonds rain down on Jupiter and Saturn at a rate of about 10 million tons per year, revealing the unique composition of their atmospheres. 94. Contrary to its name, the white rhinoceros is not white, but gray, which may surprise some. 95. Daily we lose between 35 and 100 hairs from our scalp as part of the hair growth and shedding cycle. 96. Although the size of our eyes remains the same from birth, our nose and ears continue to grow throughout life. 97. Did you know that Einstein's theory of relativity suggests that time passes more slowly near massive objects, known as time dilation? 98. A single piece of bone can support up to 9 tons of weight, demonstrating the incredible strength of bone tissue. 99. More than 90% of airplane accidents have survivors, highlighting the effectiveness of safety measures and technology in modern aviation. 100. Hedgehogs can have between 5,000 and 7,000 quills on their bodies, providing effective protection against predators. Ducks show their happiness by wagging their tails, especially when eating or drinking water. 2. Strawberries, unlike most fruits, have their seeds on the outside. 3. To get the most benefit from coffee, it's best to drink your first cup 2 to 3 hours after waking up. 4. The most dangerous and beautiful road in the world is the Atlantic Ocean Road in Norway, which crosses islets and reefs. 5. Did you know that when dogs tilt their heads while listening to their owner, they do it to better understand familiar words? Mirror hours occur when the hour and minutes show the same numbers, like 11:11. Some people believe these times have a special meaning. 7. There are trees that can walk, called Socratea exorisa. They are found in the jungles of Latin America and use their roots to slowly move in search of better sunlight. 8. The name Wendy became popular thanks to Peter Pan and is still widely used today. 9. In Japan, an underwater mailbox, located 10 meters deep off the coast of Sumatra, receives over 1,000 letters per year. This curious phenomenon has gone viral worldwide. 10. Spice and spicy food in general help improve memory in adults. 11. In the United States, there is a trend where some people marry themselves, known as sologamy. 12. Hot air is less dense than cold air, as seen in hot air balloons that rise when the air inside is heated. 13. Hotuan, a village near Hangzhou, China, was abandoned in the 1990s due to a lack of jobs and is now completely overrun by nature. 14. Did you know that 50 years ago, astronaut Charles Duke left a photo on the moon during the Apollo 16 mission? And it's still there? 15. Some flowers resemble animals in shape, like the bee orchid, monkey orchid, flying duck orchid, or bird orchid. 16. During the 1880s, several original designs were considered for the construction of the Eiffel Tower, but engineer Gustav Eiffel's design was chosen and became a global icon. 17. Alieno Unum. It's an electric supercar of Bulgarian origin, famous for its stunning design and more than 20 motors. 18. Did you know that camels store fat in their humps, not water, as is commonly believed? 19. About 25% of all songs on Spotify have never been played. 20. Approximately 10% of the population is left-handed. Pine trees can predict rain. A closed pine cone on a pine tree indicates humid air, suggesting it may rain soon. 22. Did you know that actor Nicolas Cage is an avid comic book collector and once owned a copy of Action Comics, famous for being the first comic to feature Superman? 23. Aquasonic is an innovative band that plays music underwater, using advanced techniques to produce sounds that can be enjoyed while submerged. 24. The peregrine falcon is the fastest bird, reaching speeds of nearly 320 kilometers per hour, especially when diving to catch its prey. 25. Did you know that learnability is the ability to constantly learn new things to stay relevant in today's fast-changing world? 26. Archaeologists found fossilized breadcrumbs from 14,000 years ago in Jordan, suggesting that bread existed before agriculture. and may have motivated its development. 27. Crocodiles are more closely related to birds than to lizards. This surprising fact is because both groups belong to the archosaur clade. 28. Electricity, in the form of an electrical signal, travels along copper wires at a speed close to that of light, about 300,000 kilometers per second. 29. In professional tennis tournaments, balls are usually changed every 7 to 9 games to ensure consistent bounce. 30. This impressive bridge, which cost millions of dollars, is one of China's latest architectural developments. The Ruyi Bridge, standing 140 meters tall. 31. Cats rub their heads when they need to mark their territory, using scent glands located on their face, ears, and neck. 32. If you have no debt and a net worth of 0, you're richer than 25% of the world's population. 33. Urban birds have developed faster and higher-pitched songs compared to rural birds. 34. Did you know that Gibraltar's airport is unique in the world because its runway crosses a road, forcing traffic to stop when a plane is landing or taking off? 35. Cows have best friends and can become stressed if they are separated from them. 36. Basketball player Michael Jordan became famous in the NBA for his incredible jumping ability. 37. Food tasters often use gold utensils so they don't alter the flavor of the food. 38. Goldfish can remember things for months, not just seconds, as commonly believed. 39. The Royal Clipper is the largest sailing ship in the world, with 5 masts and 42 sails. 40. Belgium went without a formal government for 652 days between 2018 and 2020, ruled only by interim administrations. 41. The caterpillar of the emperor moth measures about 70 millimeters long and 15 millimeters in diameter. 42. This is Methuselah, the oldest known living tree, a bristlecone pine over 4,300 years old, located in California's Inyo National Forest. 43. A sneeze can exit the mouth at speeds between 110 and 150 km per hour and reach up to 8 meters, showing its surprising force. 44. In 2019, the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami became the first NFL stadium to host a drone race, showcasing its capacity for innovative events. 45. The BMW Isetta was a quirky car produced between 1955 and 1962, known for its compact design and unique front door. 46. SpongeBob was originally named SpongeBoy Ahoy, but the name had to be changed due to copyright issues. 47. Bolivia recognizes the 3 languages, but only Spanish is officially recognized. 48. All disposable batteries lose up to 25% of their charge after a year, even if they remain unopened. 49. Chess boxing is a sport that combines rounds of chess and boxing. The winner is the one who triumphs in either discipline. 50. Did you know the earthy smell we sense when it rains is caused by a chemical produced by soil bacteria? 51. Before the year 1600, during the Middle Ages, giraffes were called camelopards due to their resemblance to a mix between a gazelle and a leopard. 52. The pygmy seahorse measures only 2 centimeters and is native to the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. 53. It's estimated that about 8.6 million lightning bolts strike the Earth every day, roughly 100 per second. 54. In 1992, a meteorite struck a Chevy Malibu in New York, becoming one of the most well-documented events of its kind. 55. The largest camera ever built was constructed in the early 20th century, weighing 640 kilograms and measuring 4 meters in length. 56. Despite popular belief, coconuts are not native to Hawaii. They are believed to have floated across the ocean and germinated on the islands. 57. In the United Arab Emirates, Drones are used to inject salts into clouds to help stimulate rainfall. 58. In Thailand, the fishing village of Khao Phangi is famous for being built on floating stilts by Javanese fishermen. 59. Some butterflies have wings that camouflage with their environment to avoid predators, like the Greta Otto butterfly, which has transparent wings. 60. According to several studies, the happiest song in the world is Mr. Blue Sky by the band Electric Light Orchestra. 61. The coconut crab is the largest land crab in the world and can weigh up to 4 kilograms. 62. By definition, fog allows visibility of less than 1 kilometer, while mist allows visibility beyond 1 kilometer. 63. Italy is the only European country shaped like a boot. It's a beautiful place with a rich history and culture. 64. The smallest spider in the world is the long-legged spider, measuring only 0.3 millimeters, one of the strangest creatures on the planet. 65. The cassowary, native to Australia, is known as the most dangerous bird in the world. 66. In the past, toothbrushes were made using bristles from animals like pigs or horses. Today, they are mostly made with nylon bristles. 67. Approximately 80% of orange cats are male. 68. The human nose can remember up to 50,000 different scents, according to updated data on olfactory capability. 69. This is the most extreme obstacle course in the world, located in China. 70. In the Roncalli Circus in Germany, instead of using real animals, they use holograms, showing how this circus is at the forefront of technology and modern wonders. 71. The city with the most millionaires is London, while the city with the most billionaires is Beijing, even surpassing New York. 72. Some species of jellyfish, like Aurelia aurita, can clone themselves when injured. 73. There are more statues of lions in the world than real lions. 74. The jackfruit is the largest tropical fruit on the planet. It can weigh up to 55 kilos and measure up to 90 centimeters in length. 75. This incredible hotel, 8 meters tall, was not built upward but downward, inside an abandoned quarry in Hangzhou, China. 76. In Israel's capital, a Lego tower 36 meters tall was built, becoming the tallest structure made from Lego bricks. 77. Carnivorous plants can count how many times their prey touches their sensitive hairs before closing. 78. Puss in Boots exists in real life. His name is Snout. 79. Fingernails grow faster on a person's dominant hand. 80. Blue whale calves can gain up to 90 kiloliters per day, setting a growth record among animals. These majestic marine creatures are the largest living beings on the planet, both in length and weight. 81. Did you know the difference between antique, vintage, and retro is based on age? Antique is over 100 years old, like Victorian furniture. Vintage is between 20 and 100 years old, like Frank Sinatra records. Retro refers to modern objects that imitate older styles, like 60s-inspired clothing. 82. The Sydney Opera House in Australia is one of the most recognizable buildings of the 20th century and was designed by Danish architect Jørn Utzon. 83. Did you know that if a watch says it's water-resistant up to 30 meters, it actually only resists splashes? 84. Damascus, the capital of Syria, is considered the oldest continuously inhabited city in the world, with at least 11,000 years of history. 85. The tree under which Isaac Newton discovered gravity still stands in Lincolnshire, England. 86. The hermit crab is an endangered species that inhabits arid areas of Europe, Asia, and Africa. It is distinguished by its white and black plumage and its long, curved beak. 87. The Olympic rings in the Olympic Games represent the union of countries from 5 continents through 5 interlocking rings. 88. Did you know Earth's rotation is slowing down, which causes days to gradually become longer over time. 89. The island of Tuvalu in Oceania is the fourth smallest country in the world and supports its economy each year by selling the .tv web domain. 90. Peanuts, also known as groundnuts, are not true nuts, but legumes. 91. During summer, in certain regions of the northern hemisphere, the sun never sets, like in Canada, Greenland, Alaska, and parts of Russia. 92. Hot water can freeze faster than cold water, a phenomenon known as the Mpemba effect, which still puzzles scientists. 93. Most world maps are inaccurate due to the Mercator projection, which distorts sizes. For example, it shows Alaska nearly the same size as Brazil and exaggerates Greenland's size by about 15 times. A truly accurate map would have to be spherical, not flat. 94. Artist David Choe painted a mural in Facebook's early offices in 2005 and was paid in stock. Today, those shares have turned his artwork into an unimaginable fortune. 95. Tropical rainforests cover less than 6% of the Earth's surface, but are home to more than 50 of the planet's species, including millions of plants, animals, and insects. 96. In Germany, there is a monorail built in 1897 that still transports 25 million passengers every year. 97. A galactic year is the time it takes for the Sun and the solar system to orbit the center of the Milky Way. It can last between 225 and 250 million Earth years. 98. Male deer shed and regrow their antlers every year. 99. Basketball was invented by a teacher in Springfield, Massachusetts, to keep his students active during the winter. 100. The Burj Khalifa in Dubai is currently the tallest building in the world, standing at 828 meters. The wheel. It's hard to think of something more ordinary than the wheel. Yet it is one of the most extraordinary breakthroughs in human history. Around 3500 BCC in Mesopotamia, humans invented the first wheels, not for transportation, but for pottery. Soon after, someone had the brilliant idea of attaching wheels to a platform, and suddenly, heavy loads could be moved with ease. From carts pulled by animals to modern cars, and even gears inside your watch. The concept of the wheel is everywhere. The wheel turned not just objects, but the entire story of humanity forward. The control of fire. Fire wasn't invented. It was discovered, and more importantly, mastered. Early humans learned how to keep and control fire as early as 1 million years ago. Imagine what that meant. Warmth on a freezing night, protection against predators, the ability to cook food and unlock new nutrients. Fire also brought people together. Our ancestors gathered around flames to share stories, forging the first communities. Every candle, every stove, every rocket engine we use today traces its roots back to that moment when humans became the masters of fire. It was the first step toward civilization itself. Writing. Before writing, knowledge died with each generation. People relied only on memory and spoken stories. The first writing system. Suddenly, history, laws, trade records, and even poetry could be preserved forever. Writing allowed humans to think beyond their lifetimes. It made science, philosophy, and literature possible. From ancient scrolls to digital text on your phone, writing is the tool that gave humanity memory beyond the mind. The printing press. Fast forward to the 15th century. For most of history, books were rare treasures, copied by hand and owned only by the wealthy. Then came Johannes Gutenberg. In 1440, he perfected the printing press, a machine that could mass-produce books with movable type. The result? A revolution of knowledge. The Bible, once chained inside churches, could now be owned by common people. Ideas spread like wildfire, fueling the Renaissance, the Reformation, and the scientific revolution. The printing press was the internet of its time. It democratized knowledge, and once knowledge was free, the world was never the same again. The compass. Before the compass, traveling far from land was terrifying. Sailors relied on the stars and the sun, but clouds could turn guidance into guesswork. In 11th century China, a small piece of magnetized iron changed everything. The compass. For the first time, sailors could navigate even under cloudy skies or in complete darkness. With this tool, humanity connected continents, discovered new lands, and built global trade routes. The compass made exploration possible. And with exploration came the mixing of cultures, ideas, and innovations that shaped the modern world. Gunpowder. In ancient China, around the 9th century, alchemists searching for an elixir of immortality accidentally stumbled upon a recipe that would change warfare forever. Gunpowder. Made from saltpeter, sulfur, and charcoal. It first powered fireworks. Beautiful explosions in the night sky body Sune. Its potential as a weapon became clear. Cannons tore down castle walls. Firearms replaced swords and bows. Entire empires rose and fell because of this single invention. And yet gunpowder also gave us celebration. Fireworks that still light up our skies. A substance born from a quest for eternal life ended up reshaping both life and death on Earth. The steam engine. Imagine a world lit by candles, powered only by muscle, wind, and water. Then came the steam engine. Perfected in the 8th century by inventors like James Watt, it was the beating heart of the Industrial Revolution. Steam engines powered trains, factories, and ships, turning local economies into global ones. A farmer could suddenly travel hundreds of miles in a matter of hours. Goods could be mass-produced, cities expanded, and technology accelerated at a pace never seen before. The steam engine didn't just move machines, it moved humanity into the modern age. Electricity. We take it for granted today. The flick of a switch, the glow of a bulb. But electricity is one of the most transformative forces ever harnessed. From Benjamin Franklin's kite experiment to Nikola Tesla's alternating current systems, electricity lit up the world. It powered homes, fueled factories, and later gave life to everything from radios to computers. Electricity turned night into day, connected cities, and became the invisible current running through every part of modern civilization. Without it, the modern world would simply shut down. The telephone. In 1870, Alexander Graham Bell spoke the first words over a telephone. "Mr. Watson, come here. I want to see you." Those simple words unlocked a new era. For the first time, a human voice could travel instantly across great distance. Families separated by oceans could hear each other. Businesses could expand beyond their cities. Nations became connected in ways that letters never could. The telephone shrank the world, and every smartphone today still carries the legacy of Bell's invention. The Internet. It began as a military project in the 1960s, a way to connect computers in case of war. But what emerged was far greater: the Internet. By the 1990s, it exploded into homes, connecting humanity like never before. Suddenly, knowledge wasn't locked in libraries. It was at your fingertips. Friendships, businesses, and entire cultures formed online. Today, the Internet powers nearly everything we do: learning, working, shopping, entertainment. It is perhaps the single most powerful invention since fire, a digital fire that continues to reshape the human story every single day. The computer. At first, they were enormous machines filling entire rooms, but even those early computers could calculate in seconds what would take humans years. Over time, they shrank, from desktops to laptops to the smartphone in your pocket. Computers didn't just crunch numbers. They became tools of creativity, communication, and imagination. From designing skyscrapers to sequencing DNA, computers gave humans superpowers. They turned data into discovery and made the impossible achievable. The airplane. For thousands of years, humans dreamed of flight. In 1903, the Wright brothers finally made it a reality. Their first flight at Kitty Hawk lasted only 12 seconds. But it changed everything. Within decades, airplanes connected every corner of the globe. What once took months by ship could now be crossed in hours by air. Airplanes also carried aid during disasters, brought families together, and yes, reshaped wars. Humanity had conquered the skies, and in less than a century, those same principles would take us into space. The clock, to civilization itself, the automobile. When Henry Ford introduced the Model T in 1908, he didn't just make a car. He made mobility affordable to ordinary people. Suddenly, workers could live miles away from their jobs, families could travel for leisure, and cities began to expand outward. The car redefined freedom and independence. It also shaped economies, built entire industries, and changed landscapes with highways and wound stations. The automobile made the world faster, smaller, and more connected. The radio. At the turn of the 20th century, radio waves unlocked something magical: the ability to send voices and music through the air. For the first time, mass communication existed. News could spread instantly. Music reached millions, and lonely soldiers in trenches could hear voices from home. Radios connected the world long before television or the internet. Even today, in remote corners of the earth, radio remains a lifeline. It was the invention that gave humanity a shared voice. Paper. Kai Lun refined the art of papermaking, creating a lightweight, affordable medium that would change the world. Before paper, people carved words into stone or wrote on animal skins and bamboo. But paper was portable, easy to produce, and perfect for spreading ideas. Books, maps, letters, all became possible on a scale humanity had never seen. Paper carried religions across continents, recorded scientific discoveries, and allowed cultures to flourish. Even in our digital age, paper remains a symbol of knowledge and creativity. Printing ink. The printing press was revolutionary, but it needed a partner, ink that could withstand mass production. Developed in China and later perfected in Europe, printing ink transformed books from rare objects into everyday items. Combined with the press, ink fueled revolutions, spread political ideas, and ignited cultural renaissance. Every newspaper, magazine, and even comic book traces its roots back to the marriage of press and ink. It was the fuel for humanity's hunger for knowledge. The telescope. When Galileo lifted his telescope to the sky in 1609, he didn't just see stars. He saw humanity's place in the universe differently. He discovered moons orbiting Jupiter, mountains on the moon, and evidence that Earth wasn't the center of everything. The telescope transformed astronomy, challenging beliefs and expanding horizons. From Galileo's simple lenses to today's James Webb Space Telescope, this invention continues to push the boundaries of what we know about space and ourselves. The microscope. If the telescope let us see the vastness of space, the microscope revealed an entirely new universe, hidden in the tiniest details. Invented in the 16th century, it uncovered cells, bacteria, and the building blocks of life. Suddenly, diseases could be studied, biology was born, and medicine advanced like never before. The microscope proved that sometimes the greatest mysteries aren't in the stars, but right under our noses. Vaccination. In 1796, Edward Jenner made a shocking discovery. By exposing people to a mild form of cowpox, he could protect them from the deadly smallpox. It was the birth of vaccination, a shield against invisible enemies. Smallpox alone killed hundreds of millions, but vaccines eventually wiped it from the earth. From polio to COVID-19, vaccination remains one of humanity's greatest defenses, saving countless lives and giving us control over diseases that once seemed unstoppable. Penicillin. In 1928, Alexander Fleming noticed something strange. A mold called Penicillium killed bacteria around it. That accident became one of the greatest medical breakthroughs in history. Penicillin, the first true antibiotic. Suddenly, infections that once meant certain death, like pneumonia, blood poisoning, or infected wounds, became treatable. Penicillin launched the age of antibiotics, turning medicine into a weapon against disease. It extended lifespans, saved millions, and changed the balance between humanity and illness forever. Refrigeration. It's easy to forget how recent this is. For most of history, food spoiled quickly. Meat rotted, milk soured, and diets were limited to whatever was fresh or preserved with salt. Then came refrigeration. By artificially cooling food, we could store it longer, transport it farther, and eat more safely. This invention revolutionized not just kitchens, but economies, agriculture, and global trade. Refrigeration gave us modern diets, reduced starvation, and made food truly global. The light bulb. Thomas Edison didn't invent light itself, but he made it practical. In 1879, he introduced the incandescent light bulb, a safe, long-lasting source of light. Cities glowed at night, factories ran after dark, homes became brighter and safer. More than convenience, the light bulb symbolized human mastery over nature. No longer bound by the cycle of the sun, we could control our own hours. The light bulb was more than glass and filament. It was hope, innovation, and progress in a single glow. The camera. The invention of photography in the 19th century froze time itself. For the first time, people could capture moments and landscapes exactly as they were. No longer limited to paintings, history could be recorded with unmatched accuracy. Cameras told stories, spread truth, and created art. They witnessed wars, documented discoveries, and captured the beauty of ordinary life. From daguerreotypes to digital selfies, the camera forever changed how humans see the world and themselves. The printing of money. Money itself isn't an invention, it's an idea. But the printing of paper money, first used in 7th century China, changed economies completely. Instead of carrying heavy coins of gold and silver, people could trade with lightweight notes, backed by governments or banks. Paper money made trade faster, safer, and more efficient, fueling economies and globalization. Today, whether in cash or digital form, money remains one of the most powerful inventions shaping human behavior. The calendar. Imagine trying to plant crops, plan harvests, or celebrate festivals without knowing the time of year. The invention of the calendar solved this. From the ancient Egyptians tracking the Nile floods to the Mayans mapping celestial cycles, calendars gave humans control over time itself. They allowed civilizations to organize religion, agriculture, politics, and even war. Today, our lives, from birthdays to business meetings, are still guided by the calendar. It turned the chaos of passing days into structured civilization. Glass. Discovered over 4,000 years ago, glass began as an accidental byproduct of heating sand. At first, it was used for beads and ornaments. But over centuries, humans learned to mold glass into windows, lenses, and containers. Suddenly, light could pass through walls, microscopes revealed the invisible, and telescopes unlocked the stars. Glass wasn't just beauty, it was vision itself, shaping science, architecture, and daily life in ways we rarely think about today. The alphabet. Writing was humanity's first memory, but alphabets made it accessible. Instead of thousands of complex symbols, alphabets used a small set of letters to represent sounds. The Phoenicians spread it, the Greeks refined it, and the Romans carried it across Europe. Alphabets made reading and writing faster, simpler, and available to more people. They democratized knowledge long before the printing press and remain the backbone of nearly every written language in the world. The plow. Before the plow, farming was backbreaking, slow and limited. But once humans harnessed animals to pull a plow, the soil could be turned faster and deeper, increasing food production dramatically. This single invention fueled population growth, built cities, and supported civilizations. The plow turned humanity from wandering hunter-gatherers into settled farmers. And in many ways, it was the invention that made all other inventions possible. Concrete. Rome wasn't built in a day, but it was built on concrete. The Romans perfected a mixture of volcanic ash, lime, and rock that hardened into a durable material still admired today. With concrete, they built aqueducts, roads, and the Colosseum, structures that still stand 2,000 years later. After Rome's fall, the secret of concrete was lost for centuries until it re-emerged to shape our modern world. Today, concrete is the foundation of cities, highways, and skyscrapers, a silent invention beneath our feet. The flush toilet. It might not sound glamorous, but the flush toilet transformed human health. First developed in ancient civilizations and reinvented in the 16th century, toilets and sewage systems reduced disease, improved sanitation, and extended lifespan spans. The flush toilet gave dignity and cleanliness to billions of people and is still one of the most important public health inventions in history. Eyeglasses. In the 13th century, someone in Italy placed curved glass before their eyes, and suddenly, the blurred world became clear. Eyeglasses restored vision to scholars, artisans, and everyday people, extending lifetimes of learning and productivity. Later, eyeglasses led to microscopes, telescopes, and cameras. What began as a tool for the farsighted became a gateway to science and discovery. The telegraph. Before the telegraph, messages traveled only as fast as a horse or a ship. Then, in the 1830s, Samuel Morse invented a way to send signals through wires, messages that could travel instantly across continents. For the first time in history, humans could communicate faster than the speed of travel. Wars were coordinated, stock markets connected, and the world became smaller. The telegraph was the first step toward the global communication networks we rely on today. The sewing machine. In the 19th century, clothing was handmade, slow to produce, and expensive. Then came the sewing machine. Suddenly, garments could be produced at an incredible speed, fueling fashion industry and tricey. It gave workers jobs, made clothing affordable, and forever changed how humans expressed themselves. The sewing machine stitched together not just fabric, but cultures and economies. The elevator. Skyscrapers would be impossible without it. Before elevators, buildings rarely rose above 5 or 6 stories. No one wanted to climb that many stairs. In 1853, Alicia Otis demonstrated the first safe elevator, changing architecture forever. Cities grew upward instead of outward, giving birth to the modern skyline. The elevator wasn't just about convenience. It redefined how humans lived, worked, and built the future. The printing of newspapers. When the first regular newspapers appeared in the 17th century, they gave birth to something powerful: shared knowledge in real time. Suddenly, ordinary citizens could learn about wars, politics, markets, and events beyond their towns. Newspapers became the heartbeat of democracy, spreading information, holding leaders accountable, and connecting communities. For centuries, they shaped public opinion and sparked revolutions. Even today, in digital form, the legacy of newspapers lives on every time you scroll the news. The battery. In 1800, Alessandro Volta stacked discs of copper and zinc, separated by cloth soaked in brine, and created the world's first true battery. For the first time, electricity could be stored and carried, That invention powered experiments that led to electric motors, telegraphs, and eventually every portable device we rely on today. The battery gave humans freedom from fixed power sources, making electricity mobile. And in the age of smartphones and electric cars, it remains one of our most vital inventions. The steamship. Before steam, ships relied on wind and currents, making travel unpredictable and slow. But in the early 19th century, steamships changed the seas forever. They could move regardless of weather, cut travel times, and connect continents with unprecedented reliability. Steamships carried goods, people, and ideas across the oceans, fueling global trade and migration. They turned the world into a truly connected place. The internal combustion engine. While steam engines powered the 18th and 19th centuries, it was the internal combustion engine that shaped the 20th. By burning fuel in each cylinders, it powered cars, motorcycles, airplanes, and countless machines. Cheap, efficient, and powerful. It put mobility into the hands of the masses and created an energy-hungry industrial world. The internal combustion engine was the heartbeat of modern transportation. And though we're now moving toward cleaner alternatives, its impact on history is undeniable. The typewriter. Before computers, before even modern offices, there was the typewriter. Invented in the 19th century, it turned messy handwriting into clean, legible text. It gave rise to newspapers, office work, and entire industries of clerks and secretaries. It sped up communication, democratized publishing, and created a new relationship between humans and machines. And though the typewriter eventually gave way to computers, the sound of clicking keys still echoes in every keyboard we use today. The telegraph cable, transatlantic cable. In 1858, the impossible became real. A cable laid across the floor of the Atlantic Ocean connected Europe and America. Messages that once took weeks by ship could now travel in minutes. This invention shrank oceans into wires and created the first truly global communication system. The transatlantic cable was the ancestor of today's undersea internet cables, those invisible veins that keep the modern world connected. The bicycle. Simple, elegant, and efficient. The bicycle changed the world in ways far greater than transportation. Invented in the 19th century, it gave ordinary people cheap, fast mobility. For women, the bicycle was a symbol of independence and freedom. For workers, it meant access to jobs and opportunities. It even influenced the design of automobiles and airplanes. The humble bicycle remains one of humanity's greenest, healthiest, and most empowering inventions. The washing machine. Few inventions have had as great an impact on daily life, especially for women, as the washing machine. For centuries, washing clothes was exhausting labor, consuming entire days. The washing machine gave back time. Time for work, education, and leisure. Some historians even argue it did more for gender equality than many political movements. By freeing people from endless domestic labor, it reshaped households and society. The phonograph. In 1877, Thomas Edison invented the phonograph, the first device that could record and play back sound. For the first time, voices and music could be preserved beyond the moment they were made. Imagine hearing someone speak long after they had died, or listening to music performed thousands of miles away. The phonograph opened the door to the music industry, broadcasting, and all recorded audio we enjoy today. The air conditioner. In 1902, Willis Carrier invented a machine to control temperature and humidity. What began as a tool for preserving paper in a printing factory became one of the greatest comfort inventions in history. Air conditioning. Suddenly, living in hot climates became bearable. Offices could function year-round, and entire cities in deserts like Dubai or Las Vegas could exist. Air conditioning reshaped demographics, economies, and daily life, all by controlling the invisible air around us. The television. In the early 20th century, moving images leapt from film reels into living rooms. Television turned homes into theaters, delivering news, entertainment, and culture directly to families. It became the most powerful storyteller of the 20th century, broadcasting wars, moon landings, sports, and revolutions into billions of eyes. TV didn't just entertain, it shaped politics, created global celebrities, and defined collective memory. For much of modern history, television wasn't just a device, it was the window through which humanity saw the world. The satellite. In 1957, Sputnik became the first artificial satellite orbiting Earth and signaling the dawn of the space age. Satellites soon transformed communication, weather forecasting, navigation, and exploration. They monitor our climate, guide airplanes and ships, beam television across oceans, and allow GPS to tell you exactly where you are standing. Without satellites, modern global life, from smartphones to international banking, would collapse. Humanity extended its reach beyond Earth, and the first step was putting a machine into orbit. The submarine. For centuries, the ocean's depths were a mystery. Then came the submarine, a vessel that could slip beneath the waves and travel unseen. From early military use in the 18th and 19th centuries to modern nuclear subs capable of months-long voyages, submarines redefined warfare, trade, and exploration. They also opened the door to scientific discovery, allowing humans to explore deep-sea ecosystems and learn more about the planet's most hidden places. The compass watch, portable time, plus navigation. The marriage of the clock and the compass gave humanity a new kind of independence. Portable navigation. Pocket watches and marine chronometers allowed sailors to calculate longitude, solving one of history's greatest navigational challenges. Later, wristwatches put time on every person's arm. This portability wasn't just convenient. It structured armies, railways, industries, and entire economies. The combination of time and direction meant humans could navigate the world with precision. The printing of maps. Maps existed for millennia, drawn by hand. But when mapmaking met the printing press, humanity gained one of its most transformative tools: the ability to share knowledge of the world widely and accurately. Suddenly, explorers, traders, and nations could use the same references always, standardizing knowledge of geography. Printed maps guided the age of exploration, expanded empires, and even shaped wars. Every GPS app today stands on the shoulders of those first mass-produced maps. The elevator brake, safety elevator. The invention of the elevator was important, but Elisha Otis's safety brake in 1853 made it practical. Before his design, elevators were too dangerous for everyday use. His invention allowed skyscrapers to rise, changing architecture forever. Without the safety elevator, cities like New York and Dubai would never have their iconic skylines. It was a simple mechanism, but one that lifted humanity upward, literally and figuratively. The personal computer. In the 1970s and 1980s, computers moved from corporate labs into homes. The personal computer changed everything: how we work, learn, and play. It turned ordinary people into creators, gave rise to video games, spreadsheets, and digital art, and became the foundation of the modern internet age. The personal computer was a revolution, not just of technology, but of empowerment. It gave every individual access to the kind of processing power once reserved for governments. The smartphone. When Apple introduced the iPhone in 2007, the world entered a new era. A device that combined phone, computer, and internet into a single pocket-sized object, reshaped daily life. Smartphones put the sum of human knowledge in your hand, connected billions of people instantly, and created entire industries, from apps to social media. They blurred the line between reality and digital life. Today, the smartphone is more than a tool. It's an extension of ourselves. The 3D printer. Once science fiction, now reality. Machines that can print physical objects, layer by layer. From replacement parts to prosthetic limbs, from food to houses, 3D printing is redefining how things are made. It puts manufacturing power into the hands of individuals, allowing anyone to create what once required factories. The 3D printer is more than an invention. It's a revolution in creativity, promising to reshape industries from medicine to construction. The drone. What began as military technology has become a tool of everyday life. Drones, small flying robots, now deliver packages, capture breathtaking photography, and explore dangerous environments. Farmers use them to monitor crops, scientists to study volcanoes, and filmmakers to tell stories from the sky. Drones put flight into the hands of ordinary people, giving us new perspectives on the world below. They remind us that technology doesn't just change life, it changes how we see it. The steam turbine. The steam engine powered the Industrial Revolution, but the steam turbine took efficiency to the next level. Invented in the late 19th century, it transformed thermal energy into mechanical power with incredible effectiveness. Today, steam turbines generate most of the world's electricity, driving power plants that keep cities glowing at night. Without them, the modern electrical grid would collapse. This invention quite literally keeps civilization running. The camera. For thousands of years, humans painted and drew to capture moments. The camera changed everything. It froze time. From the earliest daguerreotypes to digital photography, cameras became memory machines. They document history, preserve family milestones, and fuel art, science, and journalism. A single photo can change the world. Think of the moon landing, wars, or iconic portraits. The camera didn't just capture light, it captured truth. The barbed wire. A simple invention with massive impact. Twisted metal wire with sharp bars. In the 19th century, barbed wire transformed the American West, allowing farmers and ranchers to cheaply fence vast lands. It changed agriculture, land ownership, and even warfare. Its simplicity belied its power. Barbed wire literally reshaped the map of nations and the borders of human expansion. GPS, Global Positioning System. Originally developed by the U.S. military during the Cold War, GPS became one of the most transformative tools of the modern world. It guides planes, ships, and cars, but its impact goes far beyond navigation. Agriculture, logistics, emergency response, and even dating apps rely on GPS technology. Without it, supply chains would falter, international travel would be chaotic, and everyday conveniences like food delivery or ride-hailing apps wouldn't exist. GPS shrank uncertainty and gave humanity a digital compass. Artificial intelligence, AI. From recommendation systems on Netflix to advanced language models, AI has already reshaped human society. Unlike previous machines, AI doesn't just do. It learns, adapts, and predicts. It fuels self-driving cars, medical diagnoses, fraud detection, and creative industries. Some view AI as the next industrial revolution, while others fear it could outpace human control. Regardless, it represents humanity's attempt to replicate intelligence itself, a profound leap in our history. Blockchain. First designed as the backbone of Bitcoin, blockchain is more than cryptocurrency. It's a system of decentralized, tamper-proof records. Beyond finance, it promises secure voting systems, transparent supply chains, and digital ownership through Saudi freeze. Its power lies in trust, removing intermediaries and giving individuals direct control over assets. Whether it becomes a foundation of future economies or a passing trend, blockchain has already challenged how we define value and authority. CRISPR gene editing, a discovery that may define the future of biology. CRISPR allows precise editing of DNA, making it possible to correct genetic disorders, enhance crops, and even fight viruses. For the first time, humans can rewrite the code of life. The possibilities are breathtaking, but so are the ethical dilemmas. Should we eliminate hereditary diseases? What about enhancing intelligence or physical ability? CRISPR has given humanity the keys to evolution itself. The assembly line. Popularized by Henry Ford in the early 20th century, the assembly line allowed mass production of automobiles and other goods. It drastically lowered costs, improved efficiency, and transformed labor organization, fueling industrial economies worldwide. The photocopier. Introduced in the 1960s, the photocopier transformed offices, schools, and businesses by allowing the rapid duplication of documents. Before its invention, copying documents was a slow and labor-intensive process, often done by hand. With photocopiers, information could be shared quickly and efficiently, improving productivity, record-keeping, and collaboration. This invention played a key role in the modern information age, enabling organizations to distribute printed materials on a large scale. The Internet. The Internet is a global network that connects millions of computers and devices, enabling instant communication, information sharing, and digital commerce. Its invention revolutionized how people access knowledge, conduct business, and interact socially. Beyond practical applications, the Internet has reshaped culture, politics, and education, breaking down geographical barriers and democratizing access to information. It has also facilitated global collaboration, allowing ideas and innovations to spread faster than ever before. Solar panels. Solar panels, using photovoltaic technology, convert sunlight directly into electricity. They provide a clean, renewable source of energy, reducing dependence on fossil fuels and decreasing greenhouse gas emissions. Solar energy is central to sustainable development, helping to address climate change and energy scarcity. Over the decades, advances in solar technology have made it more efficient and affordable, enabling widespread adoption in homes, businesses, and large-scale power generation. The electric motor. The electric motor converts electrical energy into mechanical work, powering countless devices and machines. From household appliances like fans and refrigerators to industrial machinery, trains, and robotics, electric motors are essential to modern life. Their invention enabled the mechanization of production, transportation, and automation, paving the way for technological progress and economic growth. They are fundamental to modern manufacturing, electric vehicles, and renewable energy systems. The printing press, movable type. Johannes Gutenberg's printing press, introduced in the 15th century, revolutionized the production of books and written material. It allowed texts to be reproduced quickly, accurately, and affordably, greatly increasing literacy and spreading knowledge. The press fueled the Renaissance, scientific advancement, and the Reformation, laying the foundation for modern education, media, and communication. It transformed how societies recorded history, shared ideas, and educated populations. The compass, magnetic. The magnetic compass enabled sailors and explorers to determine direction accurately, even when landmarks were not visible. This invention was crucial for maritime exploration, trade expansion, and the establishment of global trade routes. By reducing the uncertainty of navigation, it facilitated the age of discovery, the expansion of empires, and cultural exchanges. Its principles continue to influence navigation technologies today. The laser, which produces a concentrated beam of coherent light, has applications across medicine, telecommunications, manufacturing, and research. In medicine, it allows precision surgeries with minimal invasiveness. In industry, Lasers are used for cutting, welding, and measurement. In communications, they enable high-speed data transmission through fiber optics. Scientific research relies on lasers for experiments in physics, chemistry, and astronomy, making them one of the most versatile inventions of the 20th century. Nuclear energy. Nuclear energy began to be developed in the mid-20th century after World War II, with the first nuclear power reactors built in the 1950s. The first reactor to produce usable electricity was EBRI in Idaho, USA, in 1951. Unlike fossil fuels, nuclear fission releases enormous amounts of energy from very small amounts of uranium or plutonium. Its development not only transformed global energy strategies, reducing dependence on coal and oil, but also reshaped geopolitics, since nuclear knowledge was tied to both civil and military uses. Beyond power plants, nuclear technology has also been applied in medicine, such as radiation therapies for cancer and advanced diagnostic tools. Antibiotics. Beyond penicillin. Although penicillin was discovered in 1928 by Alexander Fleming and mass-produced during the 1940s, saving countless lives in World War II, it was only the beginning. Later discoveries brought streptomycin, 1943, tetracyclines, 1950, and cephalosporins, 1960, expanding the arsenal of antibiotics. These new drugs made it possible to treat previously deadly bacterial infections like tuberculosis, pneumonia, and meningitis. Beyond curing diseases, antibiotics enabled safer surgeries, transplants, and chemotherapy, since infections could now be controlled. This medical revolution dramatically increased global life expectancy and remains one of the greatest breakthroughs in human history. The microprocessor. The microprocessor was invented in 1971 by Intel's Hull, with the Intel 4004, designed by Federico Fagant, Martian Hoff, and Stan Mazur. This tiny silicon chip condensed the computing power of an entire machine into a single integrated circuit. It marked the beginning of the digital age, enabling the creation of smaller, cheaper, and more powerful computers. From the personal computer boom in the 1980s to the rise of mobile phones, smartphones, AI, and the Internet, nearly all modern electronics are powered by microprocessors. In essence, it became the brain of the modern world, making today's global connectivity possible. The MRI machine, magnetic resonance imaging, was developed in the 1970s with pioneering work by Paul Lauterbur and Peter Mansfield, who later received the Nobel Prize in 2003. The first human MRI scan was conducted in 1977. This technology uses magnetic fields and radio waves to generate highly detailed images of the inside of the body without the risks of surgery or harmful radiation. MRI revolutionized medicine by enabling early detection of tumors, brain disorders, muscle injuries, and internal diseases with unmatched precision. Today, MRI is one of the most important tools in modern diagnostic medicine. The pacemaker. The first implantable pacemaker was invented in 1958 by Rune Elmqvist and Åke Senning in Sweden. It regulates the heart's rhythm by sending small electrical impulses, preventing life-threatening arrhythmias. Before its invention, patients with severe heart rhythm disorders had limited treatment options and short life expectancy. The pacemaker gave millions of people the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Over time, pacemakers became smaller, smarter, and longer-lasting, with modern models even capable of remote monitoring and adaptive pacing. This device remains one of the most life-saving innovations in cardiology. Renewable wind energy. Windmills have existed for centuries, used in Persia as early as the 9th century. But modern wind power emerged in the 1970s in Denmark, particularly during the oil crisis. Modern wind turbines convert the kinetic energy of moving air into electricity, without polluting the atmosphere. Today, wind power is a cornerstone of the global renewable energy transition, with massive onshore and offshore wind farms capable of powering entire cities. By reducing reliance on fossil fuels, wind energy plays a critical role in combating climate change and promoting sustainable development worldwide. The Internet Satellite Network. The first communication satellites appeared in the 1960s, such as Telstar 1, 1962, which enabled transatlantic TV and phone signals. However, the concept of modern satellite internet constellations emerged decades later. Projects like Starlink, launched in 2019 by SpaceX, created vast networks of thousands of satellites in low Earth orbit, providing high-speed internet even into remote or rural regions. These networks are helping to close the digital divide, granting access to education, healthcare, business, and communication to communities previously left disconnected. Beyond connectivity, they also play strategic roles in global security and emergency response. Reusable rockets. SpaceX successfully landed and reused rockets Falcon 9, 2015, reducing the cost of space exploration. This innovation is paving the way for Mars colonization, satellite internet, and private space travel. Wearable health tech. Devices like smartwatches, Apple Watch, Fitbit, can monitor heart rate, oxygen levels, sleep, and even detect irregular heartbeats. This transformed preventive healthcare and real-time patient monitoring. Quantum computing. With breakthroughs from Google, 2019, IBM, and others, quantum computers are advancing beyond classical limits, promising solutions to problems in medicine, cryptography, materials science, and AI that were previously impossible. Social media platforms. The rise of platforms like Facebook, 2004, YouTube, 2005, Twitter, 2006, TikTok, 2016, transformed global communication, politics, marketing, culture, and even revolutions. Cloud computing. Amazon Web Services, 2006, and later, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, etc., made it possible to store and process massive amounts of data online. This enabled streaming, global collaboration, AI, and the modern digital economy. Voice assistants with Siri, 2011, Alexa, 2014. These AI-powered devices now control lights, appliances, and security systems, changing daily life. Biodegradable and lab-grown materials. From lab-grown meat to bioplastics made from algae or cornstarch, these innovations address climate change and food security by reducing dependence on traditional meat and plastics. Augmented reality, AR, and virtual reality, VR. From Oculus Rift, 2012, to Apple Vision Pro, 2024, immersive technologies are reshaping gaming, training, education, healthcare, and entertainment. Fusion energy breakthroughs. In December 2022, the U.S. National Ignition Facility achieved net energy gain from nuclear fusion for the first time. This historic step could eventually provide limitless clean energy, ending dependence on fossil fuels. If you like our videos, don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. Thank you for making it this far. See you in the next video. Did you know that the term Internet was first used in 1974? We all know that the Internet is an essential part of our lives, but the first time the word was mentioned was in 1974. At that time, the term Internet was used to describe a global network of interconnected computer systems. What was then a novelty at the end of the 20th century became a revolutionary technology that changed the world. Today, billions of people are connected online, and the Internet has become not only a communication tool, but also a key platform for business, and education. Can you imagine that on Mercury, A year is shorter than a day. On Mercury, the planet closest to the Sun, time passes in a completely different way than on Earth. A Mercury year, meaning a complete revolution around the Sun, takes only 88 Earth days. However, a day on Mercury, meaning a complete rotation on its axis, takes 176 Earth days. This means that on Mercury, a day is twice as long as a year. Imagine what it would be like to live on a planet where sunrise and sunset are separated by entire months. This incredible fact makes Mercury one of the strangest planets in our solar system. Did you know that scorpions can glow in the dark if exposed to ultraviolet light? Scorpions begin to glow a bright blue-green color due to a substance in their exoskeleton that reacts to ultraviolet light. Scientists still debate why scorpions have this ability. It is possible that it helps them hide from predators or serves as a signal for other scorpions. Whatever the purpose, it is one of the most surprising phenomena of nature. Can you imagine that fungi are closer to animals than to plants? Although it may seem incredible, fungi share a common ancestor with animals that lived more than 1 billion years ago. Unlike plants, fungi are heterotrophs, which means they cannot produce their own food through photosynthesis. Instead, they absorb nutrients from organic matter, just as animals do. This makes fungi a unique life form, situated between the plant and animal kingdoms. Fungi are nature's recyclers, decomposing dead matter and returning nutrients to the environment. There is a tree in Madagascar that walks, the baobab. Madagascar is known for its baobabs, whose roots can move several meters in search of water. Although the tree itself does not move, its root system grows in the direction of moisture sources, crossing vast stretches of land. This unique capacity allows the baobab to survive during periods of drought and become more resistant. In the atmosphere of Saturn, methane converts into carbon, which then crystallizes into diamonds. These diamond droplets can reach several meters in size, and as they fall from great heights, they transform into graphite. So, on Saturn, you can witness a rain of precious stones. At even greater depths and under high pressure, these diamonds turn back into carbon. The mere idea of this phenomenon is impressive and difficult to comprehend. Believe it or not, sunlight takes 8 minutes to reach Earth. The sunlight we see every day actually began its journey from the sun 8 minutes ago. This is because the speed of light is approximately 300,000 kilometers per second, and the distance from the sun to the Earth is about 150 million kilometers. So every time you look at the sun, you are seeing its past. This fascinating time delay is one of the most interesting phenomena in cosmic physics. Would you like to visit the most isolated island in the world? Tristan da Cunha is the largest inhabited island and the most remote in the world. Located in the South Atlantic, it is about 2,400 kilometers from the nearest continent. The island is home to approximately 260 people, most of whom are descendants of British settlers and shipwreck survivors. Tristan da Cunha has no airports, hotels, or restaurants. The only way to get there is by boat. On a 6-day trip from South Africa. What if I told you that your body contains enough iron to make a nail? The human body contains between 3 and 4 grams of this essential mineral. It may not seem like much, but it is enough to make a small nail. Iron plays a crucial role in the body, helping produce hemoglobin, which carries oxygen throughout the body. Without this vital element, many bodily processes could not function. Now that you know this fact, you can impress your friends by saying that you carry a real iron nail inside you. Hard to believe, but polar bears have black skin under their white fur. The fur of a polar bear may appear white, but underneath, their skin is actually black. This is not just a natural curiosity, but an important adaptation that helps polar bears absorb more heat from the sun and stay warm in the freezing Arctic climate. It is like wearing a natural sunsuit that helps them survive in one of the harshest climates on the planet. Sleeping with one eye open, like dolphins and birds, helps them stay vigilant. Some animals, such as dolphins and many birds, have the incredible ability to sleep with one eye open. This phenomenon is called unihemispheric sleep, where one half of the brain sleeps while the other remains active to monitor the environment. This helps animals stay alert and avoid dangers such as predators. For example, dolphins can sleep while staying on the surface of the water and continue breathing. Birds can rest during flight or while perched on a branch, remaining vigilant. This amazing adaptation shows how nature has developed incredible survival mechanisms under the most challenging conditions. Coca-Cola and its secret ingredients. The name Coca-Cola comes from two of its original ingredients, coca leaves and cola nuts, which were used to give the soft drink its characteristic taste and effects. Coca leaves provided a mild stimulant, while cola nuts added caffeine. Today, the exact formula of Coca-Cola remains a closely guarded secret. Despite changes in the recipe, its creation and branding continue to fascinate people around the world. Your odds of winning the lottery are extremely low. How likely do you think it is to win the lottery? Believe it or not, you are more likely to die on your way to buying a lottery ticket than to win the jackpot. Statistically, your chances of winning are so low that you are more likely to suffer an unfortunate accident. This does not mean you should not play, but perhaps it is worth remembering that the real luck lies in simply getting home safely. If you decide to try your luck, be careful. Sometimes the road to your dream is more dangerous than it seems. Did you know the word laser is an acronym? We are all familiar with the word laser, but it is actually an acronym that stands for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. This describes a complex process in which energy is focused to create a powerful beam of light. Lasers are used in a wide range of fields, from medicine to scientific research and entertainment. They are an integral part of modern technology, but few people realize that the word laser hides an amazing process behind it. Did you know wild bananas are full of seeds? Most people think of bananas as sweet and mown fruits, but wild bananas are very different. They are full of large seeds, making them difficult to eat. The bananas we enjoy today are the result of human selection, which has made the seeds almost invisible. Without human intervention, bananas would be a completely different fruit and far less pleasant to eat. Did you know the King of Sweden has almost no power? Contrary to popular belief, the King of Sweden is not an active political leader. His role is purely symbolic and limited mainly to ceremonial functions. Sweden is a constitutional monarchy where political power resides in parliament and the prime minister. However, the king plays an important role in the cultural and social life of the country, representing Sweden on the international stage and attending official events. Interestingly, the Swedish royal family is considered one of the most popular and respected in the world, despite their minimal political influence. Believe it or not, octopuses have 3 hearts and 9 brains. Octopuses are not only extraordinarily intelligent, but also have a unique anatomy. They have 3 hearts that pump blue blood and 9 brains, 1 ventral brain, and 8 mini brains in each tentacle. These mini brains allow each tentacle to move independently, almost as if they have their own will. Scientists consider octopuses one of the most mysterious creatures on Earth due to their incredible uniqueness. Why did Venice's famous bridge almost sink? The Rialto Bridge, the oldest and most recognizable bridge in Venice, began sinking shortly after its construction in the 18th century. Venice itself is prone to constant flooding, so the bridge has gradually sunk over time. Engineers have performed numerous restoration projects to preserve it. But Venice still faces the threat of collapse. The Rialto Bridge reminds us of the fragility of this magnificent city. It is hard to believe, but the Hercules beetle can lift 850 times its own weight. This incredible insect lives up to its powerful name. The Hercules beetle can lift loads 850 times heavier than its own weight. With such astonishing strength, it is no wonder that this beetle symbolizes nature's impressive achievements in strength. The Hercules beetle is a true powerhouse in the insect world, proving that even the smallest creatures can perform extraordinary feats. Antarctica is the largest desert in the world. Despite all its snow and ice, Antarctica is actually the largest desert in the world. The defining characteristic of a desert is low precipitation, and Antarctica receives very little moisture. The average annual precipitation in some parts of the continent is comparable to that of the Sahara. This makes Antarctica a true ice desert, where endless ice fields stretch out instead of dunes of scorching sand. This fact shows that deserts can be both wet and freezing, proving that nature always has surprises in store. What would you think if I told you that space smells like burning meat? It may sound strange, but astronauts who have returned from space claim that the space environment has a characteristic smell reminiscent of burnt meat or metal after welding. This occurs due to complex chemical reactions at the molecular level in a vacuum. While space itself cannot transport odors, the smell becomes noticeable when astronauts return to their spacecraft. Why ostriches can't walk backward? Despite their powerful legs, ostriches have a surprising limitation. They cannot walk backward. Their joints and muscles are designed in a way that prevents reverse movement. However, these birds compensate for this by being excellent runners, capable of reaching speeds of up to 70 km/h, allowing them to escape danger quickly. Giraffe spots are as unique as fingerprints. Giraffes are not only majestic, but also have a remarkable characteristic. Their spot patterns are as unique as human fingerprints. No two giraffes have the same pattern, making them truly one of a kind. Besides their aesthetic appeal, these spots help giraffes regulate body temperature and recognize each other within their groups. The next time you see a giraffe, remember that its hues are as unique as your fingerprints. Greenland shark, the longest living marine creature in the world. Believe it or not, Greenland sharks can live up to 1,500 years, making them some of the longest living vertebrates on the planet. Scientists have determined their age by studying the lenses of their eyes, which accumulate layers over time, similar to tree rings. Some of these sharks were born before the Renaissance, showcasing how fascinating and little explored the underwater world is. Imagine, the oldest sharks could have been swimming when the first pyramids were being built. Why Mauna Kea is 10 times taller than Everest? Mauna Kea in Hawaii is not just a volcano, but an enormous structure that extends deep below the ocean surface. Its section above water measures over 1,000 meters, but its underwater slopes make its total height over 10,000 meters from base to summit. Although much of it is hidden underwater, Mauna Kea is one of the tallest mountains on Earth. Each cat has a unique nose print. Just as humans have unique fingerprints, cats have their own distinctive nose prints. Each cat's nose has a unique pattern that can be used to identify them, much like fingerprints for humans. This special feature makes every cat's nose entirely unique and adds a touch of individuality to their charm. So if you have a feline friend, know that their nose is as unique as their personality. An infinite chocolate bar. Illusion or reality. The illusion of an infinite chocolate bar is a clever geometric trick that creates the impression that a chocolate bar can regenerate infinitely. This ingenious visual illusion tricks our brain into believing in magical mathematics. Unfortunately, This trick doesn't work with real chocolate bars, but it would be a dream come true if it did. Oxford University is older than the Aztec Empire. This renowned university was founded in the 12th century, long before the Aztecs began building their great empire. In the 14th century, Oxford University has witnessed the rise and fall of entire civilizations and survived numerous historical eras. This centuries-old institution remains a beacon of knowledge and culture, attracting students from around the world. Imagine, when European cities were just starting to develop, Oxford was already a center of learning that has endured wars, border changes, and revolutions. Did you know there is a complex system of canals beneath Amsterdam? In addition to its famous surface canals, Amsterdam has an extensive network of underground canals built as early as the 15th century. This sophisticated sewage system not only keeps the city's canals clean, but also prevents flooding. True to tradition, Amsterdam carries out annual inspections to maintain these ancient canals and keep the city afloat. Blood type O is the most common in the world. Blood type O is the most prevalent globally, with approximately 38% of the population having this blood type. It is not only the most common, but also one of the most valuable for transfusions due to its universal compatibility. Type O blood can be donated to anyone with a positive blood type, making it vital in medical emergencies. If you have type O blood, you possess a very valuable resource that could save many lives. Imagine a shoe as big as a car. In 2015, an Indian shoe company created the world's largest shoe, measuring 6.4 meters long and almost 3 meters high. This gigantic shoe is equivalent to a U-size 2090, made of leather, rubber, and foam. It's hard to imagine anyone wearing it, but it's undoubtedly an impressive feat that broke records. Can you believe Canada has more lakes than the rest of the world combined? Yes, it's true. Approximately 60% of the planet's freshwater lakes are found in Canada, ranging from small crystal-clear ponds to vast lakes like Lake Superior. This abundance makes Canada a paradise for nature lovers, water sports enthusiasts, and fishermen. If you're planning a trip, don't forget to include a visit to one of these breathtaking natural wonders. Why are towers in the desert so tall? In places like the United Arab Emirates, modern towers are built tall, not just for aesthetics, but also to combat heat. At higher altitudes, temperatures are cooler, which helps save on cooling costs. Additionally, tall buildings provide maximum shade to surrounding areas, creating a corridor of coolness in the middle of the desert. This design is an ingenious solution to extreme climates. Can you believe it? Cows have best friends. Cows are not just valuable farm animals, but also highly social creatures with complex emotional lives. They form strong bonds with other cows, and separation from their best friends can cause them stress. They often graze and rest together, communicating through unique vocalizations. These social connections reveal that cows are more than milk producers. They have emotional worlds that deserve recognition. Why do snails bury themselves in the ground? The snails we often see after rain don't bury themselves for fun. This behavior helps them survive extreme conditions. When it's too hot or dry, snails create a special mucus plug to retain moisture and bury themselves to escape harsh weather. This process, called estivation, is like summer hibernation and allows snails to endure dry periods. How would you react if you knew that in Japan, they build paper buildings? In Japan, innovative buildings made from recycled paper are being developed for temporary structures like pavilions and exhibition centers. The paper walls are treated with special substances to make them resistant to rain and fire. This is a prime example of how modern technology enables the construction of eco-friendly buildings that are easy to dismantle and recycle, minimizing environmental impact. Did you know that only 1/10 of an iceberg's mass is visible? When we see an iceberg, it might look like a massive block of ice, but 90% of its volume is hidden underwater. This happens because ice is less dense than seawater, causing most of it to remain submerged. This hidden bulk is why icebergs are so dangerous for ships. Their true size is much larger than what's visible. It's hard to believe, but in the numbers 1 to 1,000, there is no A. It's true. If you count from 1 to 99, the letter A doesn't appear in any of those numbers. It only shows up in the word thousand. This fun observation highlights the quirks of the English language and how unexpected patterns can hide in plain sight. These small details give us a new perspective on the familiar. Messages in bottles can travel for years. Sometimes bottles with messages tossed into the sea float for years before washing ashore. The longest recorded journey of a message in a bottle lasted about 133 years, during which the bottle traveled thousands of miles. These random journeys have inspired countless stories, and even in the digital age, people still send messages this way, hoping to connect with future generations. Why do chickens peck their food on the ground? When chickens find food, they often peck it against the ground. This behavior, called hammering, helps them break food into smaller, easier to eat pieces. Their strong beaks act as tools for cracking seeds and other hard foods. Many birds do this, but chickens do it with special enthusiasm, enabling them to extract more nutrients from their meals. The next time you see a chicken pecking, remember, it's using its own kitchen tools. Why do people love to talk about themselves? Studies show that people spend about 6% of their conversation time talking about themselves, but on social media, this percentage rises to 80%. People enjoy sharing their thoughts, experiences, and personal stories, especially in the age of social networks, which provide platforms for self-expression and connection. This fact sheds light on human nature, the innate desire for communication and recognition. Why do cats really purr? We often think cats only purr when they're happy, but they also use purring as a self-healing mechanism. The sound frequency of around 25 Hz helps cats heal bones and tissues more quickly. This biological trait not only relaxes them, but also promotes their health. So when your cat purrs, it's not just showing contentment, it's also taking care of its well-being. Did you know the smallest horse in the world weighs less than a dog? Thumbelina, the world's smallest horse, stands only 43 centimeters tall and weighs 26 kilos. Born in 2001 with a genetic condition called dwarfism, she may be small, but she has a big heart. Thumbelina works as a therapy horse, spreading joy to children and the elderly alike. Why can flamingos stand on one leg for hours? Flamingos tuck one leg under their bodies to conserve energy and maintain body heat. This position also reduces muscle fatigue. Scientists have even discovered that flamingos can sleep while standing on one leg without losing their balance. Can you imagine standing on one leg for hours? These birds are true masters of balance and relaxation. It's hard to believe, but there are trees that walk in the Amazon. A palm tree known as Socratea exorisa, or the walking palm tree, can move small distances over several years to find better growing conditions. Its roots gradually shift, causing the tree to move toward light. While it's not actual walking, this ability makes the palm unique in the plant kingdom. Did you know giraffes hardly sleep? Giraffes are masters of napping. These majestic creatures need only about 1 hour and 9 minutes of sleep per day, and they divide this time into brief moments of rest. This incredible adaptation shows how resourceful nature can be. Imagine how productive humans could be if we only needed 2 hours of sleep a day. Can you imagine eagles symbolizing philosophical power? Eagles often represent strength, determination, and honor. This majestic bird symbolizes control and authority. Its powerful gaze reflects leadership qualities, inspiring people to view the eagle as a symbol of thought and action. Philosophers have used the eagle to illustrate the power of intellect and decisive leadership. The longest earthquake lasted 10 minutes. In 1960, Chile experienced the longest earthquake ever recorded, lasting an incredible 10 minutes. This seismic event, caused by massive geological forces, triggered tsunamis and reshaped the landscape. It profoundly influenced our understanding of tectonic activity and highlighted the dynamic power of our planet. This event reminds us that Earth's surface is in constant motion. Your skin is home to more microbes than there are humans on Earth. The skin microbiome, an ecosystem of bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms, contains more life than there are people on the planet. While the thought of billions of microbes living on your skin may seem unsettling, they play a crucial role in protecting your body. These microbes help maintain skin health, fight infections, and balance your body's ecosystem. Next time you cleanse, remember that your skin houses an army of skin protectors.